about triangle training, which effectively means training two people at two different stages of the cycle of development. So for example, training somebody on stage 1 whilst training somebody on stage 3 at the same time. The reality of the business is that you want to learn how to replace yourself. What happens when somebody starts in the company, most people learn how to sell. Some people become leaders and teach somebody else how to sell. But what a lot of people miss is the third part of the business, which is actually teaching somebody how to teach. And that's really ultimately what's going to make you money long term, is going to build your business so that you can actually replace yourself effectively. And that's what I want to speak to you about today. So if I have somebody starting on stage 1, I want to make sure that I have somebody on stage 3 watching me at the same time. So there's me coaching the person on stage 1, but I'm also going to be coaching the person on stage 3. The first part of that for me is an expectations meeting being set up. I want to explain to my stage 1 person that I am going to be coaching somebody on stage 3 at the same time, and that person is then in turn going to be a couple of days later going back and they're going to be coaching the person on stage 1. And it moves around obviously in a triangle, hence triangle training, which is the topic. So the first tip of triangle training is to set up an expectations. At the end of the day, I want to follow through on the expectations. Once I've got my person on stage 1 to head home and finish for the day, and we've broken the day down and gone through everything, I want to then go to my person on stage 3 and ask them what they've noticed today and what they've picked up today. I would have already explained that to them at the beginning of the day, what they needed to watch out for, but I want to confirm at the end of the day that they've actually identified what it is, so that in the next 2 days after that, they can go on to practice it while I watch them coach the person on stage 1. What will then happen after that is I may correct something, and then I will go back again and I will train the person on stage 1 while the stage 3 person watches, and then the stage 3 person would take over again going around in a triangle until the person on stage 3 is comfortably trained on that, and obviously we've got the person on stage 1 up doing sales and making money. One of the most important things about triangle training is talking out loud. Speaking out loud and explaining constantly as you're coaching your person on stage 1, going back and speaking to your person in stage 3 about the person on stage 1 in front of everybody. Be very open about it, be very transparent, but I want to talk out loud. I want to be very, very open about why we're doing things, how we're doing things, when we do things. If I don't talk out loud, I end up in a situation where the person doesn't get fully coached. Be very careful that you prepare the person on stage 3 and make sure they don't go, "I know too much." If the person goes, "I know too much," it means you may stop coaching them. So explain to them, I don't want you to say "I know," even though they might know it. We don't want them to do that because it may hold you back from actually giving them extra coaching. So make sure you're explaining that to the person on stage 3. It's very, very important, otherwise that you may actually diminish their training in some way. The great news is, once you've learnt the skill of teaching somebody how to teach, you're going to be able to replace yourself effectively and permanently. And that's really where financial freedom comes from in the business.